Hello everyone and welcome back, and guess who spent all of her money again? It's me. I spent all my money again. What can I say? Prime Day makes people act different, and Prime Day hit me like a truck this year. Although luckily not like a Ford F-150. This Prime Day hit my wallet more like one of those mini trucks, because yippee for 25% off. I appreciate you being here and stopping by. And it's been about 8 months, and it was time for me to come out of my groundhog hole, and my shadow told me it was time to make some art. So here today, I bring you another review video. I know my last video was a marker review video, but I promise I have some non-marker review videos planned shortly, so I hope you stick around for those in the future. And today I will be reviewing the Ohuhu alcohol markers, the 320 marker set, in the series Honolulu B, meaning they have both a brush tip and a bullet tip. Here I'll show you a random marker. Here's a green that I randomly pulled out just to show you the way that the barrel's made. This marker is G190 olive green. You can see it's Ohuhu on the left where there is no gray strip. That is the brush tip. It's a pretty big brush tip, I think. At least I didn't notice it when I was drawing with anything, so it doesn't really make a difference, but I noticed that when I was watching over the video. And here is the bullet tip. Here are the 4 color swatching cards that show all 320 colors that Ohuhu provides and sells. There are a lot of colors, a lot of ranges. I'll talk about this more when I get to the review portion, but here they are. You can just look at the colors. And since you all know that artists don't actually make art, that's just a silly assumption. I had to scroll through this sketchbook that I've never used before to hope that there was a piece of art in there I could color on, and luckily for me, there was, because, artists don't make art. That's silly. All jokes aside, of course you know that artists make art, and I just didn't think it was important for this video, since this video is not a speed, drawing-oriented video. It's a marker review. I didn't think it was important for me to show you that process. You would get to see the art in the end anyway, so I wanted to focus more on actually using the markers in the coloring process than just making the art. I also did try to push myself when using these colors. I tried to use colors in ways that I wouldn't, because I really wanted to push these markers as far as I could. Like, for example, I used a sort of pink tone to accentuate the shadows on the skin. I normally wouldn't do that, but Ohuhu has such a wide range of vibrant colors that I felt like it warranted such experiments with color, because Ohuhu really, their strong suit is their vibrant colors. The markers are great for if you want to draw with very vibrant, saturated colors, and I wanted to draw a character that sort of warranted that, so I kind of thought that this character was like a teen who's trying to figure out her style, so she just kind of throws things together as she goes. She doesn't really try to match anything, she's just trying to have fun and figure out her style, so I felt like this kind of warranted bright, fun colors as you're trying to, self-discovery, I guess. And here I am just kind of piling as many bright colors onto this drawing as I can. I know that's kind of bad, character design, but I really wanted to test these markers and push these markers as much as I could, show off their vibrancy to you guys. The camera does not do the vibrancy justice. It's much more vibrant in person, but that's the reason I'm just kind of throwing colors at the page. Now, here's where I kind of pushed it just to really test blending. I don't know how many teenagers you know that wear feather boas to school, but I know none. I just thought that this would be a good excuse to try and push these markers for their blending ability. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but as you can see, you can judge the blending for yourself. I'll talk a bit more about what I believe the quality of the blending, like the blendability, is a little bit towards the end. But, here's this vibrant feather boa that is so in right now, right? Here's the finished drawing. I hope you enjoyed watching that. In a minute, I will get into the review of these markers and what I believe their quality to be like. So first is ink quality. Now, when I was using these markers, I never felt like I was missing out on anything. I never felt like I wasn't having a good time because these markers were cheap and hard to use. It was the exact opposite. I was having so much fun being able to use these and kind of let loose a little. These markers, for their price, I'll talk about their price more in a little bit. For their price, they're of stunning quality, and I understand why so many people like them and recommend them and enjoy them, because I enjoy them now too. I've been using them so much. If you go check out my YouTube shorts, nearly all my recent drawings have used Ohuhu markers, and I'm a little obsessed with using them. There was really only one kind of issue I had with the ink, and it's not even the ink, it's the marker. It's hard to tell on camera, but I've noticed the caps are normally lighter than the actual color of the marker is. It's hard to see, but it's just something that I noticed, and it wasn't a big deal in retrospect, but then when I was swatching them all, I noticed it a lot with a lot of colors, so I just wanted to point that out. Now to blendability. I've been using alcohol markers for a long time. That does not mean I'm a blending expert. I 100% know that I need to grow in that, and I've learned that a lot with the feather boa, so take this with a grain of salt. This could just be my skills or the paper I'm using, because paper really does matter when it comes to blending. I believe when you were just doing normal colors that are very similar to each other and skin tones, the blending is absolutely fine. It actually looks great. And of course, if you're going to be using sketchbook paper, it's going to not blend as well because, the markers, they're going to soak into the paper quicker. I just wanted to point that out. So that's how I feel about the blending. Now for the price, I won't mess it up like I did on the Olos. The Olos, I completely messed up the price in the video. The 320 set of markers cost about $245. That makes each marker about 76 cents per marker, which is amazing compared to much more expensive brands like Copics, which can be $5 per marker, and where you get a fourth of the marker for the same price. And while I was using Ohuhus, I never felt bad for using them. I've noticed that when I use my Copics, I sometimes feel bad that I'm just wasting them on some just fun art for myself and not something serious. With Ohuhus, I was able to just know, hey, these were fairly cheap markers and they have refills, so I didn't really have to worry that I wasn't making perfect art. I was just making fun art, and that was really nice. Now for the comfort of the marker, it's pretty simple. It's just a simple thumbs up. They were great. I've been using them so much, so they're obviously very nice to use. Here is just where I'll share my extra thoughts on the markers, anything that didn't fit into another category. So first, when you look on Amazon, you have this picture of the nice markers all organized together, and you'd expect that they would come something like that, like this. But actually, the markers don't come in their color families, they come like this. So it takes about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to actually organize them, which is pretty simple, except for some of the colors are a little weird. Like, for example, R15 and R17, they're both in the red family, but one's bright pink and one's bright purple. This was a little, iffy to work with sometimes, is what I noticed, but then other than that, I had a really great time with these markers, so yeah. Thank you for watching. These markers get my seal of approval. I hope that you subscribe after watching this video because I have many videos planned for the future. I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. And I would also love it if you would like and share the video and go watch some of my shorts. Have a great day.